I was gonna check to see where our other friends are, but they weren't there, so I guess we had to do this first? Alright! Did colleagues say Samara City was pretty lively late? Aren't you even a little curious? Sounds fun to me. Right? Paimon agrees. Then let's go see what's going on. For our first stop, let's start with the academia? Okay, let's see what's going on. Hey, this first, I can't. Look! It's Farazan! Over there! Do you think we should ask? Even just glancing to borrow records, it gives me flashbacks of how awful that book was. How infuriating. Farazan, what are you doing talking to yourself over here? I am Madame Farazan, after all. It's not out of place for me to mull things over out loud, wouldn't you say? But in this case... never mind. Forget about it. Why'd you two suddenly decide to drop by? Well, about that, we heard something about a party and didn't want to miss out. Kali told us that Samara's a place to be right now. Apparently, tons of interesting things are happening, and we'd ask around. Any idea what she was talking about? Interesting things. What might Kale find interesting? Tanari's tail getting so fluffed up like a ball of tumbleweed? Or Sino climbing a tree and getting his hood caught up on a branch? Whoa, we really missed all that? Seriously? And no one thought to tell me? Still, she said there's something big that everybody was talking about. Can you think of anything slightly more significant? More significant? Ah! Is something the matter, madam? Well, now that you mention it, it must be what I think it is. Recently, rumors are going around about a certain book. Is that classic horror story opening? It's not some kind of forbidden tome or anything, is it? Forbidden tome? As far as I'm concerned, it might as well be. Tell me, have you ever read one of those really, really, really bad written detective novels? I unfortunately did. Tell me exactly how bad it was. Ooh, leave this to Paimon. For example, the type where you start off thinking it's a locked murder mystery, and it suddenly actually turns out that the whole building was just moved. That's right. Or it's supposed to be based on some pure reasoning and logic deduction, but at the end, it turns out that the culprit had some kind of superpower. Exactly, or it starts out super serious, but in the second half it just reveals that everyone lost their memories out of the blue. Or it's set on a mountain village in the middle of a snowstorm, and the police officer, who's portrayed as a serious character throughout the whole story, suddenly turns out to be the murderer, without even the slightest hint of foreshadowing. You'll offend half of the crime novelists of Tavan if you keep going. My apologies. I let myself get a bit carried away there for a moment. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I did borrow a book like that a few days past. So you borrowed a badly written book? But that happens to the best of us. No, that's the problem. Blizzard swept mountain villages, superpowers, officers who turned out to be criminals. This book had it all and more. Reading it was a tantamount to torture. And despite how complicated it wasn't engaging in the slightest. But there was all sorts of rumors circulating about this book because of the strange marks drawn all over the pages. People were saying that I must be concealing. Wait a minute. Don't we know a friend of ours that likes to write in books? Oh, this sounds like something from our friend not Kale, but Kave, the easily tricked architect. Wow, my speech died. Do you think Treasure's involved? I'm not sure, but there must be many who believe so. Not only more and more people are borrowing it, but they're all been specifically asking for the marked up copy. Have you borrowed it too? Yes, I have, and you will know I am a scholar. It's only natural to have a bit of curiosity. So, just what kind of secrets does the book at the center of the rumors actually hold? I read through carefully from start to finish, and most of the marks are circles, but the beginning and the end points of each stroke differ, as does the color of ink we used. Most importantly, all the names of the people who in the book have been circled. Not only that, many of them are adapted from famous figures in Sumeru's history. Some speculate that these marks must have been left by different scholars over the eras, and each researching the book's secrets, searching for a name they believe in. Others believe that there's some kind of notation made by different people belonging to the same organization, and that the names circled are their code names. Others think that there's some kind of encryption cipher, but even after finishing it, I came no closer to uncovering this mystery. Not only was reading it a complete waste of my time, but sheer absurdity at the shoddy excuse of a plot several times over. I was so angry that I returned the book immediately, and when I came to the health of the day today, I found lots of people circling around. I suppose they're all still looking for that thing. No wonder you zoned out like that. I'm guessing you won't be borrowing any more detective novels anytime soon. Indeed. Paimon, surely the two of you must understand how I feel. Don't worry, madame, I feel your frustration. What's the book called? We'll borrow it and take a look for ourselves. It's called Reasoning Knows Not Time of Day, but suspense always follows a blizzard. Are you sure it's a detective novel? Sounds more like a title of a light novel. Tell me about it. Anyway, read it at your own risk. It truly is unbearably boring. Do you want to know what kind of books I like? The spectrum is just so broad, I don't know where to start. Oh, I am not liking this. Oh, I think we found it. There's so many books with long titles here. Let Paimon take a look. Working hard and vacationing harder. What the heck? What? The art of construction coffee machines? Who exactly reads these? Secrets of the elemental sciences. The book jacket even says expert approved. The farmer Sage Cyrus praises this as an excellent entry-level book. And this one, a compilation of summary of common basic grammar rules for rare languages of the ancient desert people. Ugh. Now Paimon's dizzy. It's just so many words. Come on, Paimon. You can at least learn 20 different. Huh? Is that Lila over there? Let's just ask her. She might know something. Hopefully she does. Paimon. Paimon, it's been so long. I'm still a bit tired. Didn't sleep well last night? I was reading a novel, so I stayed up late. It wasn't that detective novel that everybody's been talking about, was it? The one with the super long name? Huh? No. If you're talking about reasonings, no, it's not time of day, but suspense always following as far as, Blizzard. Oh, right, yes. No, it wasn't that one. Madame Farazan said it was really dull, so I didn't borrow it. Oh, so you're not interested in the book's secrets? I haven't even been able to keep up with my own work, even though I'm up late all the time these days. But more and more people have been interested in that book than I ever imagined. 7 or 8 in a single morning. I feel like a living signboard sitting here like this. Kaveh asked me about the same question, so he must be looking for it too? He was even hiding behind a ladder before looking for something. He looked really embarrassed. Yep, I think he was the one that wrote in it. Searching for something hiding behind a ladder? He must be after Mora. That's gotta be it. So he's gotta hurry up and pay his debt too. Wait, no. Let's pretend Paimon didn't say anything. Lila, you're really sleepy, right? You must be dreaming this conversation. I didn't really get it anyway. So if you say so, it's a dream. Thank you. We'll keep looking. Okay. I'll see you next time. It's not often Layla falls asleep so quickly. Good for her. Paimon thinks you should go ask Kaveh now. If he's searching for the book, he must know something. But where is he now? Good question. We can just try hanging around here where he might show up. There's a good chance he's there. He's there right now, right? What? Oh, she's gone now. Oh, nope, she's still there. She's just sleeping. She's a sleepy bean. Where the heck is he? Oh, I thought there was a way down there. Do you ever think we seem like a pair of thieves hiding here to ambush Kaveh? It almost feels like we're here to extort him or something. Paimon's not sure why that is, though. We just want to ask him a couple of questions, I know. Don't make it sound like we're the baddies. Eh? That sounds like footsteps. Quick, let's take a look. Stop right there, car. Oh, hey, Thumb. What are you doing here?
Good question. Surprising indeed. I was under the impression that you knew I lived here.
Good morning.
Good morning. What can I do for you?
Nothing. Never mind.
Oh. Goodbye then.
He just left. Does he have work to do or something?
Footsteps again? They're heading towards the door. Stop right there, Kaveh! Ah! What the? What are you two doing here?
Good question. Surprising indeed. Paimon was under the impression that you'd know the only reason why we were here was we were looking for you.
Paimon, you don't sound like yourself. Looking for a certain book by any chance?
Wait, what? Here's the deal.
You and Paimon pull Kaveh to one side. I couldn't even read it. How is it you guys know everything? And there I was, thinking I was being super discreet all this time. No one should have even noticed.
Come on, get real. Do you really think that no one knows you live here?
Hey, that's not fair. Of course nobody knows except Sino, Tonari, Kale, and the two of you. Right? Friends are friends, and so if they know, well, they know. But what if a stranger overheard us? That would be a disaster. It might even impact my career. Anyway, about that book.
You believe that it contains intel and hidden treasure, don't you? Look at it, get rich quick, aren't we?
Yeah, are you offering to find it?
Shucks, why didn't you say so earlier? So there really is treasure. How about this? We help you find it and we split it, the loot, 50-50. That's the deal. What do you mean? After all we've been through, finally to get our turn to get rich. No need to keep yapping. Hidden treasure. The Paimon probes homing in on ya.
Wait, Paimon!
Huh? Is that Dahlia?
Lumine and Paimon. Must be my lucky day running into you like this.
Dahlia, your adversaries have been pretty tuned in the grapevine. Have you heard about a book called The Reasoning Knows Not Time of Day, but Suspense Always Follows a Blizzard?
Wait, you guys are looking for that too?
You too? You don't mean you're looking for it too? Darn it! It does. So it means that we're gonna finally have to square off against Dahlia.
Wait a minute. You wouldn't mind telling me about exactly why you're looking for it? Once more, you go over the rumors. If it really does turn out something important, I'm sure that I'll let you know if I hear anything.
Well, really? From your reaction before, Paimon thought you were after it too.
Don't worry, a client asked me to get her the book, but her attitude seemed off somehow, so I didn't take the commission. She's a smart cookie, though. She might be hiding something. I thought she might have had an alternative motive. Besides, I have other things to look into right now. Compared to some commission, it's more important that you uncover the truth behind that book. Anyway, no time to lose. I gotta get going.
Alright then, good luck, and don't forget to tell us if you hear anything.
Hey, this is an interesting book right there. I wonder who Dahlia's client could be. Hey! How are you so fast?
Flying's faster than running.
Sorry. It's a traveler thing. Alright, listen to me. It's like this. Paimon, don't get your hopes up. That book, it isn't some kind of treasure map. It's just an unbelievably, incredibly surpassing ordinary detective novel.
Huh? But didn't you say there was treasure? Most people get backtracked like that. Paimon just think they changed their mind and just wanted to keep all the more to themselves. But that's not something you do.
No, it's sorry, I just couldn't bring myself to tell you earlier, so I just played along with what you were saying. Here's what happened. I borrowed the book about a month ago. When I opened it on the first page, I discovered one of the names was printed incorrectly. That night, I had been drinking just a little, and I started feeling drowsy, so I picked up a pen and circled the name. As you sure to know, the House of Delia allows borrow, so okay, books they take out. I'm in the habit of doing that too, so at the time I didn't give it a second thought. But after I was in a dozen or so pages in, I realized all the names of the characters in the book were intentionally been written slightly wrong. So it might have been more accurate to say the novel itself was quite strange. All the characters' names have been based on real historical figures, but rather than using their original names, they had been tweaked over ever so slightly. Most people have assumed the author made some mistake, or there had been a printing error when they saw the spelling mistakes like that. I didn't find the content particularly appealing, so I returned it before I finished reading it. But later on, I heard the book suddenly became the talk of the town, and there was rumors about a mysterious treasure or something. And you thought that it had something to do with you?
It certainly sounds like that.
Yeah, and I also heard that now that all the books in the book have been circled, not just one. I just haven't been able to figure out when to that have happened after I returned it. Did you tell anyone else who borrowed it? Let me think. Tenari? Last time we met, I also told him about how poorly parts of the book was written. He said that I made it sound pretty funny, so much in fact that he suddenly wanted to take a look for himself. You made it sound like it was so bad it's good.
In that case, let's go find Tenari.
That's fine by me, but I still have some work to finish up. It is pretty urgent. How about I head back first, and we meet up once again later once I'm done?
No problem. Hope your work goes well.
Me too. Thanks. See you later then. Oh, he's in his hometown. Coming in, Tanari. Meow.
Over there. It's Tanari.
I heard you. How's it going, Lamine and Paimon? You guys sure look excited. You tell Tanari that you're looking for the novel. As you do so, you reflect once more how thoroughly long the title is, and saying it out loud makes you feel tired. Ah, that one. Yes, I did go to the House of Dinah to borrow it, and Kaveh said it wasn't worth reading, but I was curious, so I went to read it anyway. The problem was there was already 2 names circled in the book when I borrowed, and the style of each circle was different. It was like some kind of game. Someone had drawn a red circle around the name of the first character that appeared, then someone had drawn a green circle around another name.
So, in the time a copy returned the book, you were taking it back out, somebody already advocated it?
That's right.
Paimon's sure that the first circle was drawn by Kaveh.
Yes, no surprises there. If you stop and think about it for a second, guessing the identity of the second object would also be trivial.
Wait, you mean it was...
If there was 2 people living in the house and one of them drew the first circle, it was highly likely that the other person left a mark there too.
Good point.
Sometimes those 2 really are too much. In the end, it is as I suspected from the beginning. The first character whose name has been circled was the very first page turned out to be the murderer. Damn. Surely that's just a blatant spoiler. Like that joke where someone opens a novel and bam, there's a no in the margin that spoils everything right from the start.
What kind of joke? What kind of a joke would be so cruel?
That would be one of Cyrus's. And it wasn't just a joke. He said he actually pulled a stunt like that when he was younger. Oh, brother.
So, who was lucky enough to buy the book after he scribbled all over it?
My master, Napus, and Professor Zaha Hadi, who had a seminar with him at that very afternoon. Cyrus said that the master once threatened to give him a good beating by the side of the entrance of the House of Dana. It was only thanks to my mother and Professor Zaha Hadi intervening that it had happened.
Paimon doesn't sympathize with Cyrus at all. Not one bit.
The House of Dinah had never stopped people from navigating books, but this seems like a special case. I didn't think the book would have allowed deep circulation like that. So I circled several names myself, laying a false trail. The best place to hide a leaf is in the forest. It's a simple principle.
Well... when you put it like that, but still...
How many names did you circle, Tonari? Let me think. Not many. Like, about 3 or 4? I circled them all randomly.
Then who circled the other names of the book?
Must have been others who borrowed it and did something similar. I'm just not sure why.
Who would have thought borrowing books would be could be so complicated? Alright, let's see if we have any other clues. We'll find them once more looking around.
It seems like there's a story behind that story. Please let this end.
Enough for a grand feast this time.
Please let this end soon. I don't know how many voiceovers I can do. Oh.
Look, there's Daya. Let's tell her what the real story is. Candace is here too.
So I need to reflect a little on what I did.
What happened?
To meet you here today is surely due to the guidance of the gods.
Greetings. Candace, is this a personal trip?
Today's trip to the city is to buy provisions for the people of Aru village, as well as to help Ms. Sarah deliver a message to the sages to the academia while I'm here. On the way, I happened to see Dea sitting at the cafe looking down, so I came over to chat with her. Don't worry, it's nothing serious. It's just I suddenly remember a few details about that book after talking to you. After that client had even contacted me, I heard rumors of an exciting novel full of uncovered secrets. Out of curiosity, I asked Sino to take it out for me. As a desert dweller and a mercenary to boot, the idea of solving mysterious treasures maps is pretty exciting.
Paimon totally gets that.
We inherited our customs of searching for the gold and wisdom in the sands from the gods themselves. But that book turned out to be dry as dust. The bunch of names have been circled, but I still couldn't figure out what puzzle it was supposed to be, despite reading the whole thing through carefully from start to finish. At the end, I was starting to think it was some kind of ritual or a game or something, so I picked up a pen and drew a circle of my own. Later on, Miss Darzan asked her parents to find a way to borrow for her. She said the mysterious markings fascinating her, even though she couldn't get the book herself. If they were just regular avocations, wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary, but these strange circles, I can't help but try to figure out what they might mean. That's true. So Dea, what you're reflecting on having accidentally interfered with other people's reading experience, is that correct? Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on a second. Why'd you tell Candace?
She's a warrior, you know. Sometimes she has to interrogate criminals and other things like that too. Everyone recognizes that her job is sacred. So when we need to think over what we've gone wrong, we'll all talk about it to her. Please, don't be too surprised, my dear Lamine. To me, listening to other people's mistakes is just another way of protecting them. By speaking of your own mistakes and hearing sincere advice in return, improvement will come over time. That's the way we do things.
But all she did was draw a circle, and it's not like she deliberately trying to mess with anyone. Besides, everyone agrees that the book itself is bad. Don't worry about it, Daya.
Mm-hmm, that's true. I was just telling Candace how bizarre it is. But be that as it may, it doesn't change the fact that it wasn't right to mess with someone else's enjoyment of the book. That's the bottom line. Anyway, Delia, please have faith that the gods will forgive your transgression. Besides, you told me that I just heard a cat that distracted me a moment. Besides, you have told me about a part of the story where one of the suspects of the story ended up crawling out of the village on his hands and knees, and his name was Al-Amal. That's right. The detective in the book argued that he must have leapt across the broken bridge like a frog. Of course, you find out later his conjecture was totally off base.
Why's that?
Because it turns out that Al-Hamal has a superpower that he would say so he could flow across the broken bridge.
How? What the heck? is this book even about? That sounds completely ludicrous.
Amal. It's simply too reminiscent of the good name of King Desperate. Don't you think? Although considering how transgressive the book sounds, I don't think it's worth overthinking it. You're right. You know, I can't help but wonder what our friends at the Temple of Silence would say if they somehow got their hands on this book. I'm sure those sages would be able to unpack interesting ideas from the text we ordinary people couldn't scarce to dream of.
It's normal that there's bridges outside the desert-swept mountain villages, and normal for them to get broken, but for a person to cross one by floating through the air, why does it resort to some lame plot device?
It sounds like something more of a comic strip.
Paimon's starting to get where Farazan is coming from. If you're gotten all excited about reading a detective novel and end up reading some tripe like that instead, better not even think about it. So where's the book now?
Sure, I returned it after I read it, and back then there wasn't many markings inside that... they weren't as many markings inside as the rumors said there were. Alright,
but Detective Paimon is still on this case. Paimon's feeling lost. Maybe we should head back to the house of Dea?
Who could have predicted this? It is precisely because it is unpredictable that you shouldn't blame yourself. Oh, this is hurting my head. Oh, I like missed. This is like trying to figure out the Five Nights at Freddy's. It's totally. This is so much like trying to figure out Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's. I think I'd rather be trying to decipher the mysteries and lore of that than this whole mystery with the book. Oh?
Hello! Has reasoning knows not time of day, but suspense always follows a blizzard. Been returned yet?
There are 2 copies of this book. The one has been marked up and one that hasn't. I'm guessing you're looking for the ones with the marks.
Oh, you saw right through us.
Many others have asked for that book too. I apologize though. It seems like it hasn't returned yet. Please come back later.
Can you at least tell us who borrowed it?
Well, as long as it's not overdue, we can wait patiently for it to be returned. Disclosing borrower's identities without proper reason for doing so would be a violation of professional ethics. So you would have to forgive me for keeping that information confidential.
You got a point. It would be terrible if someone who would look at a steal a book started harassing whoever borrowed it.
Hey! You two look as confused as a couple of Arnara who've been running into each other head first. Are you looking for something? I can help. That's Nahita's voice! Hi there!
Nahita! Have you heard of the book called Reasoning Knows Not Time of Day, but Suspense Always Follows a Blizzard? Such a long name. But yes, I know the one you mean. I heard that everyone was looking for it, and it sounded fascinating, so I found a brand new copy to read myself. By brand new, you mean it wasn't a copy with the marks on it? Yes, that's right. I was more interested in the content of the book itself than all those rumors about hidden treasure. So, an unmarked copy was all I needed. Speaking of which, it's funny that there's more than one copy of this book, but everyone's looking for the ones with the names all circled. Are they afraid of spoilers, or are they actually crave them? Ooh! Then, do you know who had the copy with the markings right now? I just so happen to see it hand out to one of your friends. If you're looking for that copy with that sparked all the rumors, you should look for around the palace of Alcazar. Oh God. Oh, why?
Why I get the feeling it might be Dory. It's Sino. Oh, I was right! Dory's there, but also with two other people I know, Sino and...
Is that, huh? Dory, Sino, and Zethos? Ah, darn you, great General Matra. Entrapment isn't going to work. You can't do that!
Hey, what do you mean by entrapment? You're the one who said you had the book. All I said I wanted to read it. Then you agreed to meet me here. Sino showing up was just a coincidence. Pure coincidence.
You, don't play games with me. I know who you are. You're that new kid Sethos, right? I know you're a friend of Sino's.
Huh, so you do know who I am.
I saw how Sino was chasing you around and trying to get you to play cards, and how you found an excuse to run off after a couple of rounds right after. That left quite an impression.
You don't have to mention that. No, I think Dory was right about that. You always look for a way out when it comes to playing invocation. It's becoming quite a problem. Lumine, Paimon, you've been standing there for quite a while.
Oh, if it isn't, my dear Lumine and Paimon, what brings you here to the palace of Alcazar? Might be that you come to do business with me? The Lord Sangamabe? Of course, let me give a moment to conclude our business here, and then I'll be straight with you. Anyway, General Manahatra, I'm sure you are well aware that means by which I had borrowed the book from the House of Dea are both completely legal and perfectly reasonable. Seeing as it hasn't been time to return it yet, you have no right to forcibly seize the book I borrowed. That would only be the case if you didn't have engaged in. That would only be the case if you are not engaged in irregular activities. Yet just now, a buyer said those came to the palace of Alcazar on the basis of a mysterious message to meet a seller, hoping in vain to purchase a detective novel. What do you mean buyer? He's one of your people. You sent him to deliberately try to buy it to entrap me.
That's not something I can acknowledge. What I could tell you is that I had my eyes on that book for some time. Remember, it was forbidden to transfer selling of books from the House of Dea without explicit approval and from the authority.
I'm not selling anything, just to be clear. I was making most of the opportunity. If someone pays me a little on the side, I lend him this mysterious novel to browse for a bit. If you don't believe me, just ask any of my curious readers. Yes, your readers. Anyway, I'm just showing him the book.
Is that so? And why was I thinking that I was going to that you were going through with an illegal transaction with like this and those?
Huh? Wait, what? You two really are together?
I was just curious about this book. I finally managed to track it down, but I know it's true that Dory never actually said she wanted to sell the book. So she wasn't a mastermind who started this?
The mastermind? So by your own account, it looks like you might have jumped the gun a bit, General Mahamatra. I'm not handing the book over.
You may think you played an ace, Dory, but when you just opened the book just now, I saw the truth revealed before me. The book's return date's today.
Ugh! That Sino sure has sharp eyes.
That's right. I do have good vision. You have less than half an hour before the book is overdue. Give it to me and will return it.
How could I just hand it over to you like that? This mysterious, super, mega, awesome, amazing paragon of illogical detective novels that is practically a treasure. I'm going to make a fortune off of it.
Should you be really admitting that out loud?
I didn't say I was going to sell it. It's not like I'm being serious.
Then what? How about this? Dory Sino, why don't you play a little game with the book at stakes? That's one way of solving it. How about it, Dory? Do you dare accept the challenge? If you win, I'll turn a blind eye for the book for the time being. If you lose, you have to hand it over.
Oh, sounds interesting. Very well, I'm in. What's the contest?
Both of you are confident in your powers of mental recall? Yes. And you both read the components of this book, correct? That's right.
Huh? You actually read it? Oh, well, news to say so have I.
In that case, I'll just open up a book and flip through the pages and tell you how many names are circled. Best out of 3 wins. Sounds good?
That's nuts.
What, chickening out?
No. It's game on. Let's go.
Good.
Stop letting the grass is all dried up and everything. I gotta find something to put that.
Sorry that didn't say the lines, the last lines. I just couldn't do it anymore. My throat was starting to give out. Okay, now that is finished. Now let's see if we can meet our friends.